I hope y'all are ready because I'm getting some epic footage here with Mr. Kovaleski. I caught him at the right time this morning and he's got a lot of information to share with y'all and he's dying to get it out, so killing it. Literally. All right, speaking of Jim and killing it, here he is. Top of the morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Pete. Welcome back to Maine.
Yeah, I know, it's nice to be back. I forgot how beautiful it was here. Driving in, I mean, it was kind of, that road I came in on this time was just breathtaking. I mean, very scenic. Yeah. I passed 3 cars the whole way here.
Isn't that incredible? I know, yeah, Saturday, right? Or yeah, Saturday.
Melissa says, where are all the people?
I remember the first time you drove in, how is he farming here?
Yeah.
But once you get to the coast, it changes.
There was what?
Like 20,000 egg birds here.
20,000 egg birds.
I guess this area was a really egg production area back in the 70s. I never realized that.
How many acres?
Right here, there is 7 around the water. I think there's another 160 across the road that he had, and he divided it between his daughters after he died.
Wow.
So, but, yeah, so he farmed that, and then he converted this other building that we were in earlier to a mill. So he sawed lumber here as a one-armed man.
That's the one where you're storing the garlic upstairs?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
We checking out the garden?
Yeah. And then, yeah, I mixed a lot of flowers in, so bachelor buttons, and that's a cosmos called Klondike, calendula. So I'm trying a Will Bonsall thing. So he grows all his sunflowers with pole beans on them. So that's what's going on here. We'll see what happens. I've never done it before. So they're climbing up pretty good. And he said you just got to make sure the sunflowers have some size before you put the pole bean on.
I see them wrapping the neck.
Yeah, they're already up. But I also got this back here. Can you catch that on camera, Pete?
Oh, yeah, it's the cattle panels, right?
Yeah, and this used to be some part of the chicken barn, but so I'm hoping they're going to crawl across and I'll be able to pick from underneath.
Am I smelling that Tulsi?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, that is strong.
That's why I grow it.
That's coming up.
Stem. You have a purple stem.
No, that is the basil.
Oh,
That's that Thai basil.
Okay.
And that's what I bought it like.
So this is going to be a big shaded area underneath there then?
Well, and with these, so nor'easter is a pole bean that's this long and that wide, that is tender. At that stage you can eat it raw. So there'll be these whole clusters, if this works out, hanging down there that I just will pick. Wow. And you can grab them. They kind of flower in clusters like 5, so you grab 5 of them and you've got probably a 1/4 pound of bean.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
These are those new potatoes again?
Yep, that one's Magic Molly, a purple.
Magic Molly, wow.
Well, and since we're up here...
So is this all fresh scythed material?
You know, I wish it was fresh. This is the same thing. I mulched this probably 6 weeks ago, really heavy, right? Really heavy. Don't step on the watermelon. And look how much now, see, it's getting eaten away, so now there's going to be some weed pressure. But I don't know if you can see, I mean, that's the wormholes. And they just suck.
The wormholes.
Yeah, see them? They're just, I mean, they're everywhere, and they just keep sucking the stuff down into the ground. I mean...
So you're feeling if this was fresh grass that the worms would even like it more?
They would, definitely. But they, you know, they get hungry, and they eat it down to the ground. But so this was all mulched very exact similar time, but look at where the garlic was. How much, like I said, there was more pressure with the soil life underneath the garlic. So this area, you know, I dug it, so I disturbed a little, but there was like almost all the mulch was gone where the garlic were present. You know, whereas where it wasn't, there wasn't as much soil life. They're still eating it down quick, but not as quick as where the root matter was, or the root mass of the garlic was.
That's pretty impressive. So you're getting some picky worms out here, you're telling me. They like the green stuff better than the dead stuff.
Well, no, they still eat it, but I think there's these things you can notice.
I think it's pretty impressive to see all this grass in here and, you know, the seed not coming up from the grass.
Right,
even.
Well, I'm kind of monitoring now. Oh, we got some of these.
Uh-oh.
You gotta have Melissa here.
Mel, come on over.
So see that? It's a yellow. So it's called Boothby Blonde. So blonde. And it is one of the sweetest cucumbers I've ever had.
Oh wow.
Gavin could try it too.
Is that pickle? It looks like a pickle. It's probably
Ow.
meant for pickling.
It's got a little...
Now we're talking about a raw cucumber?
Yep.
Uh-oh. Gavin likes this.
Gavin.
You know it must be good.
It won't hurt. It's almost as sweet as candy.
That thing looks like it's ready to be pickled.
Come.
That's good? Really?
Crunchy.
Really?
Good.
That's one of my new favorites.
Wow. This is like mind-blowing, like the Hucker Eye the first time I tried
Very
it.
similar, very
It's not one of the flat ones that are not like bumpy.
And then another
Soft.
Just that ground cherry that
These are the ground cherries?
yeah, see
oh,
'em?
I see the little husks.
They just like I can't keep. They come up everywhere.
What do you mean you didn't plant these?
No, they were planted by themselves.
Self-sown?
Yep.
Wow. Is that the flower?
Yep, the little thing. Yep.
How cute is that?
Yeah. Oh, they've got more excitement over here.
These are delicious.
Oh, they are, and they got such a different flavor here than they do in Florida.
It's like a delicious sweet tomato.
Yep. With a hint of pineapple to it. So.
You still eating that cucumber? So you already got tomatoes forming, huh?
Yeah.
Are these beds on contour also?
No, this is just old. Here, open your hand.
Oh my god, my
Put your hand. See, most people do the sugar snaps where you eat the pod, right? But all the Mainers don't even know about this hardly. 'Cause
What? Did you just eat 2 green things that you said were good? You're really expanding the diet. I'm impressed.
took these to market yesterday, and my buddy George Hoke, he's like the alternative agriculture, I guess, mentor for this area.
There is no gurus in permaculture.
Right. And he did bricks on these, and came in at, because he's all into that. He's the one that did the bricks on Jake's garlic.
That's what you were talking about earlier.
So
yeah.
he had 17 on these.
17 on these.
Killer peas are, I shouldn't say killer all the time. Good peas are, 14, 15. You know, he
Wow.
raised some in the Midwest with some of his techniques that went 24, but I mean, he said, probably really high in magnesium too because of how they're read on the meter.
What variety are you calling that?
This one's Green Arrow.
Green Arrow. Wow. Are you just saving seeds every year, or are you still just...
No, I still buy everything.
You're still buying it? Okay.
I might change my mind on that, but yeah, so again, mostly Carly seedlings. This is a perennial, or no, this is an annual polyculture. We always talk perennial polycultures, and I'm impressed. I mean, nothing wrong with perennial polyculture. Everybody say, oh, there's no work and all that, but the abundance that comes out of this immediately.
Quickly, yeah.
I mean, food production for people with effort, but I mean, that's what farmers do.
They work. Yeah.
They work. I mean, and it's a livelihood that's meaningful. I love what I do.
I'll just give
and
back
I
in a
hate
lot of
writing
ways.
off people write off annuals. I got polyculture here. Look at those pears over
I'm
there.
guilty. I've written off annuals myself
Yeah.
a little bit, but I definitely think what you do is pretty awesome. I mean, I'm not hating on this. So are these trees actually grown in place, or did you bring these in, Jim?
Which one?
These stakes that you have here for trellises?
They're just cut out of the woods.
Cut out of the woods?
Yeah, for tomatoes.
You don't have to worry about them rooting in and taking off for you like Florida?
Sometimes, but not as bad.
Sometimes, okay.
Definitely not as bad.
Is that some type of echinacea up there?
Yep.
Nice.
They're just going to flower. If you can picture again, well, it'd be better to be here to see
Oh, this is the edge. So this has really grown out since I was even here last.
So 2 years ago, that edge right there, see where all the brushy stuff is there? That came all the way up here, right where all the tomato stakes are. Dense woodland right to this edge. I kept track, it was like 16 hours with a handsaw and a pruners, right? Okay.
No bush hog? Tractor?
No bush hog, no
What?
tractor, handsaw and pruners. And cut it all back. You can step across. And laid it all in a windrow. So that's all the trees that were growing in this area out to where the tomatoes are. Picturing it? So Jack calls that a Hugelkultur.
A Hugel what?
A Hugelkultur or a Hugeleski.
A Hugeleski.
Yeah,
all
I mean,
right.
I didn't want to,
All
but,
right. I like
um,
it. I like it.
But, so that was 2 years ago, and the same time I planted these raspberries. Right next.
Raspberry.
Right
I
next.
thought I saw a couple of red ones, Gavin. You see that red one down in there?
Yep.
You gotta watch out for ants, but they're here. Look at this.
Now it's a fire ant. I'll get you some. But, so imagine, so 2 years ago I planted
Whoa.
5 plants here.
So this is another 5 into 5,000 situation?
Well, it's certain, so it's just so think about how lush that is in 2 years, and it's growing. So right now I'm walking right down the brush pile, and they're starting to come over it and up through it.
So we're on that
were on that windrow from all the wood.
Hugelite?
The Hugelesky.
Hugelesky, that's right. Hugelesky, all right.
And they're loving it. Look at the robustness to the leaves. And then all that out there is sucker growth, which would fruit next year, or just make sure there's not a fire in it. If there ain't, it's good. Or that's propagation material.
What do you got, Gavin?
Raspberry.
Nice. So what do you think that they're loving here? You think it's the symbiotic relationship with the fungal material that's been dropped on the Hugelesky? Or?
Again, I don't think we need to know why.
Okay.
You do this and this is what happens.
You just know it's working.
Right.
All right.
I mean, you know, that would be the thought, but you may find out in, 20 years that there's, some kind of little magic that we can't picture now that's going on here that's why. But it works well. And just think about all your woodland edges, like I was talking on that other field, around your fields, you beat them back and you put high value crop in like this. I mean, we picked, for about maybe 45 minutes yesterday, made $80. Wow.
45 minutes, $80.
Yeah, I mean,
started with 5 plants, now we have 5,000.
Yeah, I mean, that's compound interest.
That is compound interest.
And then this is a girdled tree that I put a hop on. So
this
now you got your hop pole already in place. This is one I rescued out of the woods, so it's not a name variety. That one over there is a name variety called Willamette. I think it comes out of the northwest, but bigger leaves. But this one, a guy made some beer out of it, and he says it's incredibly hoppy, whatever that means.
Really?
Yeah, so, it's not the ideal way because you got to pull them down to harvest them. The guys that do the hop fields got poles they tip down and you can pick them.
No thorns though, right?
No, it's just got a cleany stem that helps it climb, I think.
Nice.